Hey everyone. It's been a while since I uploaded a video. Oh, it just started recording. Okay, I was trying to say, hey everybody, it's been a minute since I've recorded a video, but I was just thinking impromptu. So, grad school has kept me busy. It's my third quarter, and you know, I've I've both of my classes right now involve a lot of math, and it had been over a decade since I've it's been a while since I've been in school. It's been a while since undergrad. And so I haven't had like a real math class. And I was starting to feel like I'm like, is it just me or am I dumb or something? And I realized last night when someone was helping me, that's not it. It's about asking for help, right? And that means many different things, whether it's asking for help professionally, like seeing a therapist, or whether it's simple things like asking for someone to help you with your homework. And it can be difficult because it requires being vulnerable. I feel so much better after last night. And this person helped me understand why it was hard because he's like, you're having to learn new math is not the kind of math I did in college or in high school. Technology has changed a lot. So I'm using technology that didn't exist then. Back then, when we were doing math homework, it was pencil and paper and a calculator. And now I had to learn like Excel formulas. So just in everything, many areas of life, whether it's stress or chronic illness, um, physical health, fatigue, mental health. Is it hard ever to ask for help? So, somebody said the other day, I was in a group of friends and we were talking about how it's hard with the respiratory problems, the choking, just 6 chronic illnesses to do grad school. And someone said, is there any way we can help you? And she wanted something specific. And this question was really helpful because she didn't say, just, I mean, it's nice to say, let me, be positive and I'm here if you need me. But the act of saying, being very specific when you offer help or when you ask for help, like I just needed somebody to tutor me in like extra help with this budgeting class where we're doing things like compound annual growth, which was stressful. And there's a lot of reasons it can be hard to open up. It requires being vulnerable. So some people see their shame because they see asking for help as a sign of weakness. But I was thinking about a long time ago, my pastor, who was all about mental health awareness, and he said every culture has mental health stigma. It's just we call it different things. And he gave the example of how it doesn't make you weak to accept medical help. Doctors are there for a reason. It doesn't, whether it's therapy or if medicine, there shouldn't be a stigma. And he said there's this example of just like the analogy, a guy is drowning and he prays to God for help, and then somebody comes with a lifesaver and he offers the lifesaver and he says, no, I'm still waiting, I'm still praying for help. And so the person with the lifesaver returns away, and then somebody in a helicopter comes and they offer a life raft and he's like, no, I'm still waiting, I'm still praying for help. But it like applies to life in general, right? Stress, everyday stress, chronic illness. It was really hard to juggle my studies with all these health problems. And I just felt so much better after last night. I spent a few hours with somebody who has experience in this field. They knew how to do Excel. I don't have any econ background. I never took any econ classes. And now I'm getting my master's in a public policy and administration, and math is in half the classes. And I just felt so much better when like realizing that asking for help isn't a sign of weakness, and it's a good thing. And in some ways it's a sign of strength when we can be honest. And when you offer somebody help who's struggling, it helps to be specific. Like I think someone said once, if you ever need me to bring over dinner because of the fatigue and the pain of chronic illness makes it hard to cook, they're like, I'll bring over dinner for you. And even when, like, Rick Warren had talked about this, right? Because he does a lot of mental health work, and he lost his son to suicide. And so he talked about how stressful it was, and how a neighbor, the very first time he went back to work, first sermon in 6 months after his son's death, the neighbor offered, well, the neighbor insisted, he's like, I'm driving you to work, and I'm driving you to, you don't have to do that. And it's like, it really helps to be specific when you offer something to someone, because some of us had experiences where people said, oh, I'm here for you. And then when we reached out, you realized it was just a saying. It was just a saying, like, I'm here for you. They didn't really mean they wanted to do something. But of course, not everyone is like that. And some people are very sincere. So getting, just something simple as getting tutoring in math this week helped me. And I was like, oh, I felt really, I don't want to use the word, but yeah, I was feeling foolish. I was like, am I dumb? What's wrong with me? And I realized there wasn't anything wrong with me. I just needed somebody to explain it in a different way than we were being explained in class. And also, as a student with disabilities, some professors are more understanding than others. And this quarter, I was blessed with two nice, understanding professors. And this is my third quarter in grad school. I had never used any accommodations before, even though I'm registered with the school's disability office. And I finally asked for help. And, today I had a really bad choking episode. It was really bad. So the respiratory problems are disruptive. And I'm so glad that I asked the professor. I was like, I've been struggling this week with the health problems that we talked about before. And she's like, absolutely, you could have an extension. And of course, not every professor is like that. But when people are accessible and when help is available and we're struggling in whatever way that is, we should accept help or ask for help. Sometimes you have to speak up. People can't read our minds, or, how would the professor know I was choking on a given day? So that I was going through it this week. So, do you ever have a hard time asking for help? Is it hard to be vulnerable? What were you taught about asking for help growing up? Were you taught that it was a sign of weakness, or was it something that was just never ever talked about? And what would make it easier to ask for help? That's just an open-ended question. Like, everybody's different. That's why I ask. And so it's brave to ask for help. And I'm so tired. I can't think right now. I forgot. What else was I going to say? Oh, so yeah, it's brave to ask for help. It's not a thing we should be ashamed of, whether it's asking for help with a subject, or like an academic subject, or seeing a therapist. It is not sorry, my family is loud. Okay, sorry for the background noise. I apologize, but it's not a sign of weakness. And yeah, what would make it easier to ask for help? If, like, you need help cleaning the house because you have chronic fatigue or chronic pain, or sometimes you just need somebody to talk to. Like, I've had a lot of friends who've been through medical school, and one person just said to me once, he's like, I'm just so stressed out with medical school, but he's like, I know you can't fix it, but it just helps to be honest about it and tell a friend about it. So anyway, what makes it easier to ask for help is, has there ever been a time when asking for help changed your life? Let me know. And if this video was helpful in any way, please give it a thumbs up or share it. Another thing. So people have been submitting guest posts for my website, Fashionably Ill. I just posted a new article from a guest author. And, that's one way that's helpful for us both, because they could put it on their resume, writers, and it helps me. I didn't realize I hadn't posted an article on my blog, Fashionably Ill, in 5 or 6 months. And I talk about a lot of things that are chronic illness, but and sometimes fashion. So this person posted an article about finding shoes for three kinds for if you have pain in your feet. So he talked about plantar fasciculitis and bunions. So that's a article on the latest article on my blog. The URL is www.jessicajimeno.com. It's just my name, and you can look it up by Fashionably Ill, and you can find my blog. So that's the latest article on my website from guest authors. People contact me and they say, "Can I write for you?" And somebody did an article a couple years ago about the cutest shoes for back problems and knee pain. So that's another way people can specifically help other people. But anyway, I hope everybody is doing well and staying safe in these times. Have a nice evening.